"Are you dating anyone?" the assistant asked me. "Yes, obviously," I said with irritation as I analyzed the remaining radioactive carbon in the ancient corpse before me. I am an archaeologist. I swear to God. I don't like puns, but I will forgive this one because it's so dry, like the ancient corpse before you, that I will forgive you for it. Hello baby queers and welcome back to my channel. Today it's time for some aroace memes and some aroace TikToks because I couldn't decide which one I would rather do, so we're doing both. But either way, unlike a corpse, we do not want to be super dehydrated, so grab some water or some tea or whatever else you like to drink, and then we'll check out some more memes and TikToks. Are you hydrated? Good, let's go. Me wanting a partner. They would love me. I have to love them back. I have to love them back? Yeah, well, depending on the type of aroace you are, whether or not you want a relationship or not, this might be relatable. Because I guess that the feeling of a relationship, or like the comfort you have with someone in a relationship, of like being very familiar with them and just like feeling comfortable around them and having that support, and like not being lonely and just like having someone there for you at all times is something that a lot of humans want. But it doesn't always have to be a romantic relationship, because you can also like have a partner in a non-romantic sense, just like having a QPR or like a platonic friend that you're really close with. You know, you can do that because you'll still love them, but maybe not in the way people expect from their romantic partner. So yeah, if you want this as a romantic relationship, that might be difficult for you. Random person, don't you think you'll be lonely without someone else to complete you? Me, an aroace who doesn't want a partner. You guys are feeling incomplete. Yeah, that's something I never quite understood, because I do very well on my own. Like, I never had issues. Like, of course I like hanging out with people, and I love being around other people at times, depending on the person, obviously. But I do really well on my own if I just like have a lot of alone time, or if I live alone. Like, I never had issues, and honestly, I don't see the issue. So don't project onto other people, you know? Like, I get it if you can't imagine that for yourself, because you're like, okay, no, but I want to be in a relationship and like I want to live with someone else or whatever. That's cool, but don't project it onto other people and just assume that everyone is gonna want those things, because guess what? A lot of people don't. A lot of people who are romantically or sexually attracted to people are still choosing not to because they would rather be on their own, and honestly, that's fair. Okay, normalize giving your friends forehead kisses or even little mouth kisses. Normalize stroking your friend's hair. Normalize sitting on laps. Normalize cuddling up and spooning with friends to take naps. Normalize I love yous. Normalize cooking for your friends when they're sick or just because. Normalize holding hands with friends for safety, comfort, or just because the pressure is nice. Normalize tight pressure hugs that last a little longer. Normalize platonic affection. This post. This is the post that is just yes. Because I feel like if you've been here a while, you heard me say I'm into K-pop before. And as shocking as it was how normalized like skinship and just like platonic affection is, I wasn't like taken aback by it and okay, no, that's weird. I was just like, wait, so that's like normal and everyone's chill with it. Okay, that's cool, because honestly, why wouldn't you? Like, if you're close to someone and you're friends with someone, why wouldn't you? You know, because this is see, that's the issue. I never understood why people wouldn't, and I still don't, and I don't think I ever will, why you wouldn't like cuddle with your friends or hold hands with your friends, because I always did, you know? And it was never weird until other people made it weird, you know, because they saw me holding hands with someone and they were like, ooh, are you dating? Like, do you have a crush on each other? And I was like, bro, we're just like walking around holding hands on like our lunch break at school. What is your problem? We're holding hands. I don't get it. I think this should definitely be normalized in other cultures too. Me having another asexuality crisis. A person was nice to me that I now want to befriend. Is this a crush? Okay, but why do you want to call me out like this? Because I can never tell. I can never tell. Because I was just thought, like, when someone was cool, I either started stealing their personality traits, or I thought I had a crush on them, but I probably thought I had a crush on them while stealing personality traits. Because I was like, oh, that's cool, you know? And then just, like, subconsciously started, like, copying little things they do. Listen, but again, I feel like I wouldn't have thought it was a crush, because at first I always just thought I was admiring them, but other people were like, no, but that's a crush. No, you definitely have a crush. And I was like, okay, yeah, sure, whatever you say. I don't know, so maybe you're right. But, well, it turns out they were probably very wrong. Probably all of the time. Well, anyways. Because honestly, I don't think any of my crushes were actual crushes. They were just the non-binary gender envy of, ooh, that's cool. You know? Yeah, anyways. But Ace Panic. It's just likely a romantic crush. Calm. Wait, I'm aromantic. Panic. Yeah, I feel like sometimes we want to believe oh yeah, no, you just have a crush. Because that would be an easy explanation, and then maybe people will stop looking at you weird if you're just like, yeah, no, I don't have a crush. Because everyone always thinks you're lying. If you say you don't have a crush in school, everyone just thinks you're lying. So that's why a lot of people make up these things. But sometimes, because you have so little idea what is going on, it might just be easy to be like, yeah, no, I'm sure it's just a crush, or I have romantic feelings for this person, it's fine. It might just be easier to tell yourself that sometimes. At least in the short run. You know? In the long run, it's probably just gonna make it more confusing, rather than be helpful, I guess. Ooh, this song slaps. I wonder what the lyrics are. It's a love song. Yeah, okay, listen. Either the song still slaps afterwards, or you're just so annoyed by it. Because personally, for me, it kind of depends. I kind of have phases. Like, sometimes I'm not bothered. Like, if it slaps, it slaps. Can't really relate. But sometimes it just slaps. My favorite group, I will literally forgive anything. Because their music is literally just so good. I love it so much that I never care. Like, when I'm in my hardcore hating on anything romance or sex, maybe not. Any other artist doing a love song, I will definitely skip. But it's kind of in phases. So it's kind of unpredictable, which doesn't help. But honestly, I have a lot of songs on my playlist that I will just like skip if I'm kind of in a romance phase. You know? Lesbians and aromantic girls. No, mom, there were no cute guys at the party. I mean, listen, if you're not attracted to them, they're not gonna be cute to you. And it's not even lying, so your mom can't actually come for it. Because if they're like, do you just want to go to this party because you want to hook up with some guy, and you're just like, lol, no. And you're not actually lying. I think that's great. Someone trying to flirt with me desperately tries to change the subject. So have you ever seen the Bee movie? Because honestly, I think I still haven't. I just keep making fun of it because straight people like to think the Bee movie is normal, where it's a literal bee hooking up with a human, versus two gay characters is so unnatural somehow. You know, that's just, I've made fun of it, but I've never seen it. I'm actually making fun of the movie. I'm making fun of silly straight people, but you know, But yeah, kind of just desperately changing it to the first thing that pops into your head might be cool. But then again, isn't it also just a very queer thing? Well, honestly, if some random person flirts with you, fair. But that queer people just flirt with their friends, even if you're aroace. You know, because why not? My friends trading crush advice and talking about having crush problems 24/7. No, we don't like this. My era circling back to how great the Nutella crepes were. Listen, normally it's garlic bread or cake. Nutella crepes, how do you say it in English? I don't know, either way. Changing the topic to food again is also a good idea. Because honestly, yeah, like if you're in a group of people, you shouldn't just talk about one topic if not everyone in that group is interested in that topic. You know? Yeah. I get along great with my best friend. I want to live with her. My mom thinks I have a crush. My mom thinks I have a crush? Honestly, I know this is going to be one of the things that's easier said than done, but maybe just get used to people thinking that. I'm not sure I'm used to it, because people are frankly quite annoying. But I honestly, this is not going to end. Like, maybe your mom believes you at some point that you're aroace, or maybe she doesn't even know yet. And maybe just like accept it and not ask weird questions about it anymore and thinks you have crushes on random people or your best friend. But there will always be people who think that if you're like super friendly to one coworker because you're close to them, people are probably gonna think you have a crush on them or ask if something else is going on because you're so friendly with each other, bro. Just know. She lent me her scarf because I was cold and she didn't need it because she was super warm that day. You know. But then people were like, no, but that's flirting. And I was like, what? How's that flirting? That she doesn't want me to be cold? What? I don't get people. But yeah, maybe get used to it. I know it will probably always have some just be annoying to some extent, but maybe try to get used to it. They make a cute couple, huh? They certainly are standing next to each other. Again, I have not watched Bob's Burgers. Is that what it's even called? I don't know. Either way, I haven't watched it. But just this one line is so funny to me because it just seems like something I would say. Just like that bad of not being able to tell what a cute couple is at first, and just be like, I don't know. They're just like any other couple I've seen. Like that's just like a normal couple thing. But then again, I don't really know what makes it a couple thing because I would do that with my friends. You know, it's just that. But yeah, you know, I get the confusion of just being like, yeah, no, because you're kind of in that conversation, like someone's trying to have that conversation with you, and you're just like, well, they're standing next to each other, because you don't know how to respond properly in that situation. Yeah. My heart when I see LGBT posts. Yes. Oh my god, excited. LGBT posts that include aces. Oh my god, this is even better. LGBT plus posts that include aces and Aros. Yes, jackpot. This is what we love, and this is why I try to make these videos fairly regular. It might only be every 3 or 4 months, but I try to do it sort of regular, I guess. But either way, that was all the memes. And now we have some more TikToks. So let's go. The whole mistaking aesthetic attraction or romantic attraction for sexual attraction to just be like, or like sensual attraction of the, you want to cuddle with this person and like want to be close physically. Like you look at this person and it's like, okay, I just want to squeeze you. I just want to hug you. Yeah, but that's not the same as wanting to hook up with them. Yeah, but the aesthetic attraction, definitely, you just look at them and you're just like, that is a good looking person. But at the end of the day, it's kind of the same reaction you would have if you look like at a beautiful sunset. It's like, damn, that is pretty. You know, that's about the same kind of reaction internally, really. It just takes you a while to notice, maybe. But yeah, some aces can still enjoy sex. Or masturbating. And people want to ask weird questions about it. Just a disclaimer on the side, if you've not had those questions before, they might be coming. But yeah, honestly, just this.
Which way do I turn the steering wheel?
Yeah, I can't tell you how to do it. You just have to know.
Yeah, but unfortunately, I don't know.
I cannot tell you how many times I've had this conversation of just asking, like, okay, but like, how do I know if I just think they're really cool and really want to be their friend, or if I have a crush on them? People are like, I don't know, you just know. And it's like, well, unfortunately, I don't know. And you will probably never get like a more specific answer, because yeah, I get it. Like, for aloromantic people, or people who aren't asexual or aromantic, they will probably just know. So chances are, if you really can't tell, you maybe just don't have that kind of attraction. If you can't tell if it's actually that, or if it's just aesthetic attraction, chances are, if you really can't tell, you're probably kind of asexual. Yeah.
Put a finger down, aromantic challenge. If you have 6 or more fingers down, you might be on the Aro spectrum. Put a finger down if the idea of getting asked out by a stranger makes you super uncomfortable. Put a finger down if you always preferred field trips to school dances growing up. Put a finger down if you see movie theaters and restaurants as fun places to hang out with a friend group. Put a finger down if you've never had a romantic crush or you've only had a few. Put a finger down if PDA makes you super uncomfortable. Put a finger down if you've been accused of crushing on friends that you just really like. Put a finger down if reading or watching romantic fiction sounds really boring or unappealing. Put a finger down if you're also way more comfortable with fictional romance than in real life. Put a finger down if you imagine your future without a romantic partner. And put a finger down if people always ask you when you're going to get a girlfriend or a boyfriend.
PDA really just depends. I put my finger down, but it kind of depends. Because if it's just like hand holding or like a casual kiss, I don't care. Like, go off, like, they're your partner, of course you want to like show your affection. But full on making out in public seems really weird. Like, if it's at a party and you're just kind of like standing in a corner making out or something, or against the wall, and then just like in the middle of where people are trying to go, honestly, I also don't care. But if you're just like randomly making out in weird places, or in public, or in a store, that is weird. Or just like full on grabbing their ass or something. Like, if you're just like walking beside each other and just like have the hand in the pocket, it's also kind of fine, you know. But it just really depends. And it also really depends on the day, because some days I will just be bothered by everything, because it's just so annoying when it's just one of the days where people just like keep pushing it in your face, and just everyone just talking about romance and sex, and you're just so annoyed by it because it's so unrelatable to you that you're just like, you're having one of those days. If you know, you know. Yeah, but honestly, I knew I was gonna have a lot of fingers down when I started this, but didn't expect to have this many down, actually. Why do I keep doing these puns to myself? Why do I keep doing it to myself? Because it hurts, okay? It hurts. He has a point, of course, but these puns still hurt. Why do I do this to myself?
If I'm aromantic, can I still date? Yes. For some people, being on the aromantic spectrum doesn't mean that they're never, ever, ever gonna feel romantic attraction. For instance, people who are demi-romantic, they feel romantic attraction once an emotional bond has been formed first. Dating is often defined through this romantic lens, but you can make dating mean whatever fits your circumstances. For instance, some people might date because they feel an aesthetic attraction to somebody. Something about that person's personality draws them to them. Somebody who's on the aromantic spectrum might date because they know this person in a larger group, but they want to get that one-on-one time with that person. That's still dating, whatever their reasons. Aros can absolutely still date. Here's a couple things to remember if you are aromantic and you're considering dipping back into the dating pool. Discuss your attraction and what interactions you're comfortable with openly. Build trust with that person and let them build trust in you. Remember that your romantic attraction probably works different from theirs. It's okay if you don't feel that instant spark, or it doesn't feel like this storybook moment that you were hoping it would. Reflect and be honest with yourself if it's just not there. And don't feel bad for yourself if it's not. Me personally, I'm taking a break from dating. I recently realized that I'm cupio-romantic. That means that I want a romantic relationship, but I don't feel romantic attraction. I'm still working out what that means for me. But that doesn't mean that I've ruled out dating forever. Who knows? Maybe one day I'll see you out there in the dating pool.
I feel like I don't include wholesome videos enough, but honestly, listen, as long as you're open about it, I don't really see the issue. Because just kind of knowing what you're comfortable with and what you're not might also just like take some experimenting, you know, and just like being open about, hey, I know we did this thing, but I don't feel comfortable doing that. Like it feels weird to me, whatever it is. It's fair. Honestly, I mean, that advice was so generic and it probably just works for any relationship, but open communication, you know, and just like being honest what you want to do. It sounds so generic, but it's not actually less true, just because it sounds like a cliche. But yeah, if you're aromantic, or if you're asexual for that matter, that might become a lot more important somehow.
Hi. Recently a lot of the stuff on my For You page about aromantic identities has been kind of sad, kind of because the sounds have been kind of sad, so you kind of gotta go with the sounds to make content. But I want to talk about stuff that made me happy, because I feel like that also deserves to be known, because it really is such a beautiful identity, and it's something that I'm really proud of. So I'm going to share some of those with you. First of all, I really like how aromanticism is the color green. I like the color green. And two, I really like how being aromantic really opened my perspective up, or opened my perspective to different kinds of relationships, not just ones that are like romantic, friendship, family, like those kind of things. So like there's other sorts like Platonic. I really like how it was able to go into the more loveless aspect, something that I align with a lot, and it really just made me feel more human. It just made me feel like a lot more in tune with myself, and it just really helped. I really like the community. I think it's really cool that, like, despite it not being one of the identities that are mainstream, I feel like part of that is really helpful in a way, because it really shows that like there's not a lot of things that you have to like conform to, because aromanticism is a spectrum, you know. So knowing that like there isn't a specific way you have to be really shows like how diverse the community is, which I really like reading about when I have the chance. I really like being able to be free from a lot of the expectations to be in like a romantic relationship, and it really helped me like break away from the idea that like being in a romantic relationship is equal to your self-worth. And I feel like that was something I also had a hard time with, so that was really helpful to me. I really like Aro. I think that's really cool and a really neat word to say, and I like saying it a lot. I really like being able to, honestly, I just really like being able to know that things don't have to be a certain way, and you don't have to feel a certain way, and it's okay if you only feel a little, or it's okay if you feel none of that thing. Because I feel like I have a hard time with like a lot of those sort of feelings sometimes, not just like romantic feelings sometimes. And it's just really nice to know that it's okay to be like that. And I feel like the aromantic identity really comes with like a sort of acceptance of who you are and a sort of like freedom to be who you are and not like conform to all these like normative ideals. And honestly, just being aromantic has just been really fun for me. I think being able to break free has just really allowed me to enjoy my life and enjoy myself a lot more. So yeah, Aro pride.
Talking about wholesome videos, because yeah, honestly, if you're looking through aromantic TikToks, a lot of them are going to be sad, because if you're just like bombarded with this idea of, okay, but relationships are great and you have to find your partner and you have to date and get married and start a family and that's what you're supposed to do and that's what's so expected, and then you don't because it feels unnatural to you, this kind of like fear of missing out or just like fear of being shamed for it is super real. And some people who are aromantic still want relationships because they still like want the comfort of it, or you know. So I get why she wanted to do like a really like positive video of mentioning all the things she likes about it, because you probably don't see enough of it. I like the color green too, and honestly, apart from that, I really resonate with the just breaking free from it, because maybe it's the neurodivergence or maybe it's the aroaceness, but the just feeling really kind of alienated from people because they keep being like, okay, but you have to do this or you have to like that, or that's just natural for people, that's what humans do, and just not feeling any of it, and it's always like kind of having to force yourself to do things or to pretend to like certain things is real. So once you realize your aroace, you might be able to like break away from that a little bit, because it's just like, yeah, no, actually I don't. I mean, honestly, even if you're like straight, you don't have to date, or if you're gay, you don't have to date, but still, like if you're aroace, you can just literally kind of look at your life from a new perspective and figure out what you actually want to do. Because if you're straight, you might never end up questioning if this whole getting married and starting a family is actually for you, because it's just so expected and you never really had to question it, because yeah, sure, you're a woman and you're attracted to men, so it's fine, like people must have a point, right, about this path, so you never question it. But once you're aroace, you kind of, you just like, you get that new perspective and can just like think about what you want out of life more freely, I guess. Yeah.
What the hell is that? Someone kill with fire. Oh cool, my best friend sent me a text and I'm in love with him. What is this feeling? What? Oh, this is a crush. Man, this is like the first time I've had one in like, what, 50 years? To be in love. I want to date you. Ew. Holy crap, I think I have a crush. I love you. What the fuck?
I mean, that's a very easy way to put it, but it's somehow still strangely accurate, I guess. You know? Because, yeah, like, because people, even if you say aromantic, if they don't just immediately go like, that's not a thing, they will probably only know about the first of just like not like having that desire or not having romantic attraction, you know. So this is fun. You can, because again, being aromantic or asexual doesn't mean you don't feel any of that attraction ever. And even if you're aromantic or asexual, you can still want a relationship with someone. And if you as a woman are only interested in maybe ever being in any kind of relationship with other women, then yeah, you can absolutely be both.
Computer, how do I put the Joker in the Phantom Zone? Quickest route, no freeways. Computer, do you hear me?
Is it actually possible to do it without a bi or pan stage? Because that seems fake. That seems really fake. Because honestly, just too many of us had a bi or pan face, okay?
I thought I might stay over tonight.
Why?
Because we're girlfriend, boyfriend.
To do what?
I'm actually not sure.
Sleepover. You know, you can do face masks or paint each other's nails or do a movie marathon or something. You know? I mean, you can do those things if you're not boyfriend, girlfriend as well. See, this is what I mean. Because sure, you can do that as boyfriend, girlfriend, or as partners in a relationship. Or you could just do it with your friends. It really doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. People be so noisy, but are you into cats or dogs? What? I'm really just hoping it wasn't supposed to be in a sexual context. Of people were like, wait, did you prefer cat or dogs? You know, without meaning it in a sexual way. Because what are you doing? What are you doing? Just no. But yeah, people like being weird about it. Because if they think you're conventionally attractive, they will be like, oh, but that's such a waste. But if they consider you ugly, they will just be like, yeah, that's just because no one wants to date you. That's why you're saying this, right? Because no one wants you in that way. You can't win. You literally can't win. I'm sorry. People will be weird about it. And in that case, I don't know. I really don't want to say don't get used to it, because people should stop being assholes. But I feel like maybe getting used to it to a certain extent might still help you, because you can't actually change everyone. So getting used to it to a certain extent just helps. Just know that people are dumbasses and move on, I guess. It doesn't always help. It doesn't always work. But to a certain extent, it might help you live your life a little more peacefully and minding your own business like other people should do. Concert black, but generally I get this, especially with like whole black outfits, like completely black outfits. Eyeliner. Listen, probably not the same for every like gray asexual or something, but yeah, I get it. I feel like other people will probably have like other things where this might happen, but all black outfits with eyeliner.
How could you do this to me? Question mark.
Yeah, well, listen. Sometimes you find yourself in situations that just seem very ironic. This is one of those things when you just, like, even if you're not sex repulsed, even just like really indifferent, it just seems ironic, you know, and weird sometimes. I'll be honest, it'll be weird sometimes. Because they're your partner, and obviously they want to. Especially if they have a high sex drive. Of course they want to have sex with you. But you're just so indifferent to it that you can't really bring yourself to do it. Or you don't want to. Or you're just like completely repulsed. It seems ironic sometimes.
There are 4 types of asexual people. The ones that thought they were straight because they didn't experience gay attraction. The ones that thought they were gay because they didn't experience straight attraction. The ones that thought they were bi or pan because everybody felt the same. And the ones who felt,
Honestly, was only really aware of type 3. No, actually, type 3 just seems so common. the first two, I kind of get it, because if you don't, people will just assume you're kind of a late bloomer and that you will join the party eventually of being attracted to people, or just be like, well, if you're not into like the opposite gender, you must be gay, right? You just don't want to admit it. So it's just like, well, maybe they have a point, because, well, I'm definitely not attracted to the, like, you know, so I might be gay. Honestly, also seems fair. The fourth type just seems like a valid way to think, no matter your sexuality. But yeah, trying to figure out who you're attracted to, if you're not attracted to anyone, might be more reason to scream, actually. Yeah, because realizing you're like gay or something is maybe already tricky, because like, especially if you're bi or pan, it might still like have some complicating of, no, but I must date like men as a woman because I might be attracted to women too, but I don't really realize it because women are just really pretty and they're just amazing, you know? And just like having people constantly expect you to have like a partner of the opposite sex or gender, whatever, that might still be kicking. But then if you're like really not attracted to anyone, or it just happens so rarely, because I feel like if you're not attracted to anyone ever, it might still be easier to figure out that if you're like gray asexual or something, and it can happen. But especially if like me, if you forget what things feel like, then you constantly want to think like, wait, is this, I don't remember, is this what sexual attraction felt like? Because I don't know, is this it? Are we doing it? Are we not doing it? What is going on? It's a great combination. But honestly, I suggest screaming is generally a good idea, or feeling like you want to scream is not a good idea, but a very common thing, I guess. Anyways, that was all the memes and TikToks for today. I once again feel kind of sufficiently called out by this. But then again, I knew that was gonna happen, so I'm not actually that surprised. But either way, I hope you enjoyed the memes and the TikToks. I hope you hydrated. If not, maybe go drink something now. I will go make myself some tea. And I'll be back in a few days with my next video.